Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, where you can learn about body language and nonverbal communication, where you can nice and simply learn how to understand how people communicate outside of their conscious awareness and tell you the truth about what they're thinking in real time. We leave it nice and simple here, alright? So we don't get into any jargon and blah blah blah. We just get stuck in. So continue watching these lessons, continue interacting. It means the world. Click like, click subscribe, leave a comment, do what you want to do. So today's lesson's quite a fun one. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a lesson more so than just, a little talk on white lies. All right. So and how it actually involves itself with body language. So I'll tell a few personal stories. It should be quite a brief one. So let's get into it. We have to tell white lies in our day-to-day communications. Okay. Purely as if we didn't. Don't get me wrong. We don't have to tell white lies, but the majority of society tell white lies, especially those whom aren't aware of nonverbal communication and how easily it is to detect lies and liars. All right, so and people say, "Oh, you can't truly detect who's lying and who's not," and all. So you can. Trust me, you can. Once you see the patterns of how people behave once they're lying and under distress due to lying, you're able to identify it. Simple, okay? So we're talking about white lies, and white lies are used as a sort of lubrication in our general communications to ensure that we don't hurt people's feelings. So if somebody asks us how we're doing and we feel like utter crap, we're probably not gonna offload that onto them. And the people who do that and do so on a general basis aren't very good people to be around because they bring and drag you down, alright? You see where I'm coming from? So sometimes it's in your best interest to say, I'm not too bad. I felt a bit better, but you know what I mean? I'm alright. So still, you know what I mean? That's coming from me, actually. You know what I mean? I still have to speak somewhat honestly. And I'll tell you what, once you learn how to uncover lies and so forth, you're going to find it, such as myself, ever so hard. And you're going to try to avoid lying as often as you can do. Because not only will the way your body and the way you contort your body link and anchor to the brain honesty, because that's the person you want to put yourself out there into the world, but you're going to be able to know and you're going to be able to feel yourself twitch in awkward positions, and you're going to be coming up into a lie knowing very well that your body's going to be giving you off, and they won't know about it, them sitting across from you, but you're going to know about it, so you're probably only going to accentuate that awkward behavior. All right, so white lies. Yeah, I work in a couple of fields where I have to hear responses from people, okay? And when people respond to me and say, you've done a good job, yet their body language says that I haven't, initially it was hard to take that. So it's a blessing and a curse, because they say that in order to get along with you. Because obviously they can't say, that was rubbish, I didn't like that. Because that'd be outright rude, okay? So that's where honesty becomes a little bit problematic. People say, oh, I'm always honest, I always tell the truth. Well, if you did, you know what I mean, you wouldn't be a good person. So a person will say, oh, you've done a great job there. Whereas their head's shaking side to side, their eyes flare as they say it. It's a blatant declaration of no, I'm lying, I didn't enjoy that. So you have to say that, and I'll tell you what. Sometimes when you're sort of bracing for a compliment or something, it's it can be tough, because you can look towards somebody thinking, oh God, you know what I mean, either telling the truth here or are they going to lie to me? You know what I mean? Because you experience it so much and so often if you put yourself out there on a consistent basis. And it's not nice to know that somebody feels a certain way about you in a negative light, you know what I mean? So it's sort of problematic when it comes to being able to detect lies, especially when people are speaking to you about you. But there you go. White lies. You can't go and tell the woman whom you're communicating with that you think she has a nice pair on her, because it would be a little bit overt. And don't get me wrong, in the right environment it might be a little bit respectable, but generally speaking it's a bit too blatant, okay? of course, that's not necessarily a lie. We're talking about just being completely honest and truthful now. But, you know, we need to do white lies. And as we learn to detect lies and see non-verbal cues around the individual who's lying, you will see it. I would go as far as saying, if you communicated with a few people in a day, you will see it every day. You will see people who obviously don't stand by what they're saying, yet say it anyway every single day. Some people more than others. And it's a bit sad, really, because even though they're trying to put on a front and be a good person in saying these things, you start to see them as persistent and consistent liars. All right? Even though they're little white lies, there's only so many white lies a person can tell without it being a bit, you know what I mean? When are you going to tell the truth? So that's, yeah, a couple of occurrences in my day today. I hope that was of interest, and when you start getting into it, or if you are getting into it right now, please leave a comment of your experience. It will be interesting to know, you know, people around you, close friends, family members, you're going to start to see them doing the same thing, and it's very hurtful, you know. It's very hurtful when a person next to you says, oh yeah, you look good, or compliments you on something, whereas it's not really a compliment because they're lying to you. And it's somebody who's close, who you respect, you know. But that's just the route we're taking, you know. The benefits do outweigh the flaws, but that's just a little story, alright? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Not necessarily a lesson, but more so just a little chat in regards to the day-to-day and the communication between people, and something interesting that comes along with learning this game, which isn't really talked about much. I'm signing out. Click like, click subscribe, do what you want to do. Peace out.